Want to buy a used vehicle cheap? It's government owned. This is a story that could only come to you from the federal government and the nation's capital. The feds are trying to unload hundreds of used vehicles that have very little in the way of mileage on them. Why? Because they were bought for a 2-day summit. That's right, a 2-day summit. The G7 that took place from June 8th all the way to June 9th, 2018 in Charlevoix, Quebec. Well, why did they have so many vehicles? Well, the RCMP determined that they needed 431 vehicles for motorcade purposes and 200 vehicles for administrative purposes. And their analysis said the cheapest way to do this was to buy them. That means right now, as they try and offload these surplus vehicles, you can get some great bargains like this 2018 Sienna, a minivan for just $32,000. It's going for less than you can pay for a comparable vehicle in the Montreal area where they're selling it. Or this 2018 Ford Escape, again, going for $21,000, less than any other vehicle of its kind on the market in that area. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous what they're selling them for, but it's also ridiculous that they felt they needed to buy so many vehicles. Let me just run down 154 Chevrolet Suburbans, 140 touring model Chrysler 300s, 109 Toyota Siennas, 28 Dodge Chargers, the police kind, and it goes on and on and on. Let me tell you something. I've been to a lot of these summits, these international summits where dignitaries come in from around the world. For the most part, they don't leave, so they don't need all these vehicles. They stay at the resort or the hotel that it's at. They don't go very far. Secondly, this is the G7. Okay, so really it's for the 7 world leaders. One of them always flies in with his own motorcade. That would be the American president. And Justin Trudeau's motorcade, easily driven up from Ottawa. So we're talking about 5 leaders needing their vehicles there. 5? All right, you add in the 12 heads of state or government that were there as observers, the 4 international bodies doing the same, you're at 17. That still works out to 20 and a half vehicles per dignitary. Do you need a motorcade that big? No, you don't. This was bureaucratic overreach on steroids. This was the RCMP and bureaucrats deciding we've got a budget, let's spend it. This is the type of thing that makes all bureaucrats look bad, that makes all government spending look bad. The only saving grace right now is if you've got the cash and you're near Montreal, you can get a good deal on a vehicle.